Season 7. The Quiet Fire. The Silver Fox says, "The brightest fires are not the ones that can be seen from the furthest distance. They are the ones people quietly gather around." The evening air had begun to cool. The forest dweller and the Silver Fox reached a small clearing. In the center sat a simple fire. It wasn't large, it wasn't dramatic. It simply burned, steadily, quietly. They sat together without speaking. After a while, a robin landed nearby. Then a squirrel appeared. A fox wandered silently through the trees. Even a young deer stepped cautiously into the clearing. None of them seemed frightened. The forest dweller smiled. They all came to the fire. The Silver Fox gently shook his head. No. They came because the fire asked nothing of them. Silence settled once again. The flames rose and fell with the evening breeze. The forest dweller stared into them. "I spent so much of my life trying to fix people." The Silver Fox nodded. "I know. I thought if I could solve enough problems, people would finally become happy." The Silver Fox reached beside him. He picked up a single piece of fallen wood and laid it gently upon the fire. The flames welcomed it without hurry, without struggle. "Tell me," said the Silver Fox, "does the fire chase the cold?" The forest dweller smiled. "No, it simply burns. And because it burns, people naturally come closer." The forest dweller watched the flames dance. "I've spent years giving advice." The Silver Fox smiled kindly. "Were they asking for it?" The forest dweller laughed quietly. "Not always." The Silver Fox looked into the heart of the fire. "The forest has taught me something. The oldest oak does not spend its days shouting at the saplings. It simply stands. The river does not tell the thirsty where to drink. It simply flows. The sun does not persuade the flowers to open. It simply shines." He looked towards the forest dweller. "There comes a season when your greatest gift is no longer your effort. It is your presence." The forest dweller sat quietly. The fire crackled softly. For the first time in many years, he realized he did not need to solve every silence. He did not need to rescue every sadness. He did not need to carry every burden that walked towards him. Sometimes, being there was enough. The Silver Fox smiled. "When people leave your company, they should not remember everything you said. They should remember how peaceful they felt." The forest dweller watched the flames for a long time. They never seemed to prove themselves. The Silver Fox smiled. "They do not need to. The fire does not prove it is warm. The river does not prove it is flowing. The oak does not prove it is alive. They simply become what they were always meant to become. And because they are true to their nature, life gathers around them." The forest dweller looked into the glowing embers. For the first time, he understood. Growing older was never about becoming louder. It was about becoming warmer. The stars slowly appeared above the trees. Neither of them noticed exactly when. The seventh reflection: think of someone you love the next time you are with them. Listen more than you speak. Notice more than you explain. Be more than you prove. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give another person is a place where they can simply be themselves. The Silver Fox smiles. The gray city has enough people trying to be the loudest voice in the room. Become the quiet fire people are grateful to find when they finally reach the forest. Season 8. The Grandparent's Gift. The Silver Fox says, "Do not leave your grandchildren a life to inherit. Leave them a way to see." The morning sun rested gently upon the meadow. The forest dweller and the Silver Fox sat beneath an old oak. Not far away, Children were building something beside a stream. They carried sticks, leaves, small stones. Every few moments, their little dam collapsed. They laughed, then started again. The forest dweller smiled. They'll never stop until it works. The silver fox chuckled. I hope they never do. They watched quietly. One little girl picked up a tiny acorn. She held it carefully. What tree is this from? She asked. The forest dweller opened his mouth to answer. The silver fox gently raised his hand. Let's see where she looks. The little girl turned slowly. She looked at the ground. She looked at the stream. She looked into the branches above. Then her eyes widened. She pointed. There. The great oak stretched high above her. She smiled proudly. I found it. The silver fox smiled. She did. The forest dweller looked puzzled. You knew the answer. I did. So why didn't you tell her? The silver fox rested his hand upon the earth. Because there is a great difference between giving someone an answer and helping them discover one. The forest dweller sat quietly. The children continued playing. They'll remember that tree now. They will. They discovered it. Silence settled gently around them. After a while, the forest dweller spoke. I've spent years trying to prepare my grandchildren for the world. The silver fox nodded. Most grandparents do. I wanted them to avoid my mistakes. The silver fox smiled kindly. The forest has another way. He pointed towards the young oak growing beside the old one. The old oak does not pull the young tree upward. It cannot. It simply gives shade. It shelters the soil. It feeds the roots. It stands through storms. And by standing, it quietly teaches. The forest dweller watched the two trees together. They grow differently. Yes, they must. They are not here to become each other. They are here to become themselves. The children ran laughing through the meadow. One fell. For a moment, there was silence. Then they climbed back to their feet. The silver fox smiled. You wanted to stop the fall. I did. But would they have learnt balance? The forest dweller shook his head. No. The silver fox looked towards the children. The gray city tells us love means removing every obstacle. The forest teaches something quieter. Love is walking beside someone while they discover their own feet. The forest dweller looked towards his weathered hands. I thought my greatest gift would be everything I leave behind. The silver fox smiled. No. Your greatest gift is how people feel when they remember you. The breeze drifted softly through the meadow. The children laughed. The old oak stood quietly above them. The forest dweller closed his eyes. For the first time, he understood. His grandchildren did not need a perfect grandfather. They needed one who still noticed butterflies, who still planted seeds, who still laughed, who still had time. The silver fox stood. He brushed the earth from his hands. The greatest inheritance is not money. It is a way of seeing. Together, they walked home, leaving the children to finish building their dam. The eighth reflection, think of a child or someone younger than you. The next time you are together, resist the urge to answer every question. Point, wonder with them. Let them discover. The greatest teachers do not create curiosity. They protect it. The silver fox smiles. Do not spend your final seasons trying to leave people everything you owned. Leave them the eyes to see what was already theirs.